now rocking with TDF everything. Spoiled Rotten.
Spoiler alert.
Welcome and welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
It's me, Daniel,
And this is Ben.
on Spoiled Rotten. And today, we are going to talk about the movie Batman and Superman, Battle of the Super Sons.
That's right.
Names are too long.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are too long.
Yeah. Next week, we're going to do Peacemaker, but I couldn't think of anything else to do this week.
It's all right. It's a brand new thing to me, and always enjoy when I get pushed outside of that.
Yeah, when they first started doing the Super Sons comics, I was reading them, and then I feel like the pandemic stopped me reading comics for a bit, and I never got back to it. I'm back to reading comics, and this movie made me be like, should I go back to the comics? But anyway, yeah, for people who don't know, this movie is about Jonathan Kent having his powers for the first time and very quickly having his dad be like, yeah, I'm Superman, so I guess you're half alien, I guess you can do what I can do. And almost immediately Superman's like, hey, I have a friend who has a son. Like, and then just immediately it's like, yeah, here's John, he's got powers. And Batman, not a jerk. This is the first not a jerk Batman movie we've done in a while.
Yes,
The
it's
animated
true.
one.
He is very much not a jerk in this.
100% right away, just like, yep, I get it. This is hard. I'll help you. And Damian Wayne is a jerk, but I feel like the first comic I read wasn't this like big scale, but basically Starro takes over, and it's just up to these two kids to save the day. The Justice League gets taken over, and so do the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And then just characters you know from Superman's world. This is definitely leaning more in the Superman world. Yeah, and then they got to stop it. And I got to say one thing is they did retain what I liked about the comics in so much as it's very clear Damian needs friends, and Jonathan is just nice enough to not rub that in his face. I always like that in the comics because Damian takes a lot of shots of him. He does it in this movie as well. But Jonathan's just like, I just feel bad for him. He just wants friends.
Yeah. It's I mean, I like how the movie actually goes into how hurt he actually is when he's like, I didn't get accepted in this. What the hell? And he just, does his temper tantrum thing, and it is Jonathan being like, yeah, this guy needs a buddy right now.
Yeah, the scene you're talking about, which is what kind of crystallized it for me. I'm like, okay, they kept this part. Was Damian is kind of just like, well, obviously it's just a formality that I'm not part of the Teen Titans, but Wonder Girl's like, no, we
not just a formality. Yeah,
we took a vote. You're not in. We don't want you.
And what's best is she actually delivers the reason why. It's just like, you're too selfish. You're too selfish. We don't want to work with you. Yeah, you don't care about anyone but yourself. And I'm like, oh, ouch. To get the rejection, and then like, here's a valid reason why is for him in his mental maturity. I'd be like, yeah, he's throwing a temper tantrum, which he does immediately.
Yeah.
In his own way.
But yeah, I thought the guy from Shazam is Jonathan Kent. For some reason, I didn't know that when I started watching the movie, and I just kind of was like, why do I just automatically like Jonathan Kent in this? And I was like, it's because it's this guy who for me can't miss. And I will find out his name so everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Jack Dylan Grazer. I'm ahead of you.
Yeah, there we go. He's great.
He is fantastic. Loved him in Shazam.
As a parent, I hear him a lot in Elio.
Okay.
And as an adult, he was in that Luca Guadagnino show where Kid Cudi, he was dating Kid Cudi's daughter.
Okay.
Not in real life. The characters. I just don't remember names. He starts to date Kid Cudi's daughter in the show, and it was a great show. Yeah, I think that I immediately was like, hey man, I know I'm not sure about the Superman and Lois performances. I like Lois in general. It's like what she's doing, but
Yes.
like I don't know about the performances. But before I looked it up, I was like, but I am liking the Jonathan Kent.
Yeah.
There is a liveliness to him that I don't find in the Superman, especially. And I feel like the guy they got to play Jor-El should have
Mm.
done Kal-El.
Yeah, probably.
I was just like, he just seems. I feel like they were going for like big, strong guy, but especially after David Cornswood, I'm like, he just is big and strong. You don't need to have that voice.
Yeah.
You could just have a nice, pleasant voice.
Yeah, like
Also,
I
Tyler
would.
Hoechlin. Like we just watched 4 seasons of Tyler Hoechlin, who has a nice, pleasant voice as well.
Yeah. I would really, really like if, for example, like there is the Superman voice that he uses, and then code switches back to Clark voice and all that kind of stuff. If but I mean, he was just consistently trying to be like, "I'm Superman.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
the
deepen my
animation
voice."
he does physically change himself, but
Yes,
the voice performance was kind of like,
it
and
does
it's
fall
not
flat.
terrible. It's just that like it's just going
Yeah.
for big strong guy.
Yeah, it's just uninspired. It's just like, oh, you don't really see the different dimensions of Superman right now, which is weird for me to say, but again, we've been on a Superman
Yeah.
year and I've been like all in for it. So, it is one of those things where you're absolutely right, and that's exactly how I felt. I'm like, this makes more sense for a Bruce
Hmm.
Batman
And
performance
I
than it
liked
does
the
for a
Bruce Wayne.
Superman.
I
And I
know it's
liked,
Troy
yeah.
Baker, like
Yes.
he's very hard to miss, but
Hmm.
like it's very hard for him to miss, I should say.
Yep.
But I was like, hey, I like this Batman. Look, this guy's doing a good job, and he
Hmm.
doesn't have to really do Bruce Wayne till the end, so it doesn't
Yep.
matter. He's just Batman throughout.
And even when he's doing Bruce Wayne, it's like one or two lines or something
Yeah,
like that. So it's just like it does suck to be like, oh man, yeah, the Superman and Lois acting was probably the most flat out of all of it. But like, man, like Jack Dylan Grazer, he just carries so much of his performance in his liveliness, the
yeah.
excitedness. Like when he
Well,
was
he's carrying the
flying,
movie until he has to
yeah,
meet up with Damien, who
yeah,
is not as exciting to me as Jack Dylan Grazer, but he is.
yes.
I think he's nailing what he needs to nail for Damien.
I completely agree, and that's the one thing I was gonna say is like, um, Jack Dylan Grazer brings a really good optimistic like cheeriness to it. Jack Griffo, who plays Damien in this, is just like, oh, you're just a dry, like cynical jerk of a kid, which is exactly what I see Damien as, and I'm like, oh, you're doing a good job. It's
Hmm.
just like it's just that the characterization is just not gonna give you any range, so to speak,
I
except
think
for the crying scene and the rejection scene.
in the comics, I think it helped that I read some of those early comics because
Sure.
I'm not saying, oh, you just got to dig deep and you'll see it. It's just I started projecting what I liked from the comics onto this. So like in the
Sure.
comics, I loved that even though Damien, I'm pretty sure there is an age difference. Like it's a noticeable age difference in the comics. So
Between
he shouldn't,
Jonathan and Damien?
yeah, and so he
Okay.
shouldn't actually be hanging out with Jonathan. But like he always tries to find an excuse to hang out with Jonathan,
Sure.
and he does that in this movie a little bit when he goes to the school to be like,
Hmm.
"Hey, we gotta save the day." But in the comics, it's more. I don't mean lighthearted, but it is more just like he's just on Jonathan's school bus, and he's
Hmm.
kind of like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, well, I just need to make sure you don't do something stupid." But it's so clear he's like, "Well, you will be my friend, so
Yep.
now I will hang out with you, but I'll never give you the like courtesy
Valid.
of saying
Yeah.
it's because I want to be around you."
Yeah.
And I do like in the comics that they kind of snipe at each other, and it
Hmm.
feels like what they're saying is what they've heard their fathers say about each other.
Yeah,
So
that would be fun.
that's fun. They don't do that here, and I don't think there's room for it in this version. So it's not
Yeah.
like I was mad about it, but I did like that they at least kept the whole Jonathan understands that Damien needs a friend, and Damien is making
Hmm.
excuses to be around Jonathan without just saying we should be friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Damien's playing the whole I'm too cool for school kind of bit, but
Hmm.
secretly wants to be desperately involved in everything. But he's just like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to be defensive and just like reject everyone and all this kind of stuff to protect my own emotions. And Jack is doing a great job in this. And you're right, it doesn't get explored a lot in this because it's only got an hour runtime of an hour and like 12 minutes or something like that. But it's definitely a dynamic that I could see play up very, very well between the both of these voice actors because I think they're doing a very, very good
Hmm.
job. It's just that Damien is just he's a little shithead of a kid, and it's just like you don't get many things interesting to do with that realistically.
So yeah, there's like this. I guess it's weird because we did the show, so like it's similar to the show where he doesn't just become Superboy. He's like, oh, I can laser eye now, and then he gets scared, and then different powers start manifesting. And so there's moments where he's like, can I fly? Nope. And he's like, am I indestructible? And he gets beat up by the school bully. It doesn't even really seem like a school bully so much as a kid that has just dedicated his life to going wherever Jonathan Kent is to make fun of him.
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's pretty much
games.
that's a bully.
No, but when I say school
bully,
it's like you go to school knowing that kid's going to be there. This guy's like,
right,
I'm going to go to your
right.
baseball games. He's not on the team.
Yeah, so like he's definitely
So it's like you're just going to make fun of this kid. That feels a little bit more than just school bully. Like it is bullying for sure, but it's like no, this guy's following him around.
No, you're right about that. Like a school bully would be more general, being like, "Hey, I'm just going to pick on people that
like
I deem to be weaker."
Gets picked on this guy.
But this is one of those situations where I'm like, "Oh, if it was Damien in Jonathan's situation, I would expect Damien to say something like, "Why are you so obsessed with me?" Like,
yeah,
because I mean, like seriously, that is the thing. And when Jonathan actually stands up for himself, not physically, but also like just from a dialogue standpoint, he's like, well, you're not even on the team. And then he just like the bully just gets immediately defensive, like, oh, I could if I wanted to.
And then his friend's like, wait, we're on the team.
yeah, that's really, really good. And then it's just like, I hated the friends because I'm just like, man, if you're on his team, then why are you teaming up against your own teammate? Like that's not what they teach you in sport.
That part I understand because he can't hit.
I get that.
And so if you're on a team with the kid that you know, like, oh, this guy's going to ruin it for us, you would just naturally be making fun of him.
Especially I guess at that age. Yeah, that would be true.
But what I liked was Damien, as I said, makes an excuse to be around Jonathan. In this movie, it's very clear why he's there. It's like, no, we got to deal with the Starro thing. But I'm projecting from the comics. So he's like there, and he can see the black eye on Jonathan, and Jonathan's like, oh, I got hit. And I just like that just after like one sentence from the bully, he's like, oh, this guy hit you. And that he just tries to defend Jonathan. Like does the like pressure point thing on the guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, he'll be fine. Okay, good. In a week. Oh, no.
Yeah, he does like a nerve cluster thing that Batman does as well, which I thought was really, really effective. I was like, yeah, you care about him. You got a friend, and you're gonna still be the tough guy and never give the time or day or any consideration to be like, hey, happy birthday, because like they do meet really close to his birthday. Yeah, on Jonathan's birthday and all that kind of stuff.
And his birthday present was going to see Batman. And
yes.
In addition to the costume, like it was like, and you're gonna go see Batman.
I really liked when he found the costume, and it was like, oh, cosplay, and I'm like, that is such a funny thing to be like, okay, you're really not thinking at all that your dad is Superman and all that kind of stuff.
Liked in the movie, like when his dad, like he's basically scared and trying to like curl up in the barn.
Yes,
Superman's there. I'm like, well, he'll just think it's Superman because obviously he saw a costume in your house and still did. But then I like that when he turns, he has the glasses on. I'm like, all right, the movie beat me. Like, I can't argue with that.
Yeah. Also, when he's like, they're showing you his Superman's feet are floating and all that kind of stuff, which it is a good proof. But the glasses thing, 100%. When he did that, I'm floating, like, he very much knows.
Then the son will just be like, yeah, you're Superman. I don't.
Yeah, it's like, so my dad called in a favor. I guess he, my mom knows you because she writes about you a lot, so she must have called in a favor or something like that. That was a good detail for sure.
It's funny because I feel like they want this to be kid friendly, other than like the extreme violence in it. And the constant like just cutting just like a millisecond before a swear word comes out of someone's mouth. But like in terms of how the story gets built, Clark lies about where he's been because he's been obviously doing Superman stuff about like, oh yeah, I had this big story I had to write, and he talks about ants, and I'm like, what? And I'm glad that Jonathan calls him out like, you weren't here for an ant story, like what are you doing? Like, you should just be here. That the reason I say it's for kids is because it's like that's obviously supposed to tie to like how to defeat the hive mind of
Mm-hmm.
Starro, but I'm just like, I don't know. It does feel like he should have lied. Like he's already lying. Why don't you just tell him you were working on a bigger story than you know what's cool about
Mm-hmm.
ants?
Yeah, yeah, it's very very true. I mean, like that is one good thing about Superman. He's not a good liar in that regard, and I think it's kind of funny to watch him stress and have anxiety over it. But yeah, I do agree with you. I'm like, if you're already lying, you might as well just like actually upsell the lie as opposed to being like really making it so that your son thinks you missed my baseball game that you promised you would be at
Mm-hmm.
for a story about ants. What the F? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I would be pissed off. 100% I would.
Yeah, I was like, hey, what? No, say something better.
Yeah.
Having said that, I also like the kid thing of Jonathan's first hit being knocking Starro out.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, good, finally. Like he got to play catch with, or not play catch, but he got to play ball with his old man. That's nice. I
Yeah,
like this.
that was a really really nice nod. I'm like, when they did the baseball thing and he wasn't there, I'm like, I know how this is gonna end. This is gonna
I didn't.
end
I was just
with
like,
a
oh, he's
fatherly kind of like throwback and all this kind of stuff. He's gonna hit him and all like that. Like there were so many things that's why I'm like, along with you, I'm like, yeah, this was probably dubbed down a lot more for kids to be like, here are the direct reasons why we set up these pieces of
but like
dialogue in the
it
first
shouldn't be
act.
for kids. Like I wouldn't want my kid watching. But like it's
Mm,
bloody. One, like people
sure.
break arms and stuff, and they
Yep.
don't do it. But I feel like they show like the Starro teeth, so when it's on someone's mouth, I would just assume they'd cough up blood when they get him off.
Hmm.
Like it just felt not in like a pearl clutching way, but it just felt really violent
Sure.
for the amount of childish storytelling they were doing.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. This to me feels like one of those things that a father and a son would watch together and you know like really really get that enjoyment out of that. Obviously I don't know, I'm not a breeder, but it just it felt like one of those things where I'm like, man, if I was a father, I would probably be really really excited to watch this with my kid. You know what I mean? It's just it's got something for them, it's got something for me. But now that you bring up the violence, that thing, or the scariness, I'm like, yeah, it depends. I really am showing my cards here that I'm not father material,
For
depending
me
on the age,
personally, it's
obviously.
just I don't want to show that and then have him like
Try
try
to
to
imitate.
recreate that at
Yeah,
school. I'm not like, oh no, violence. What is he gonna do? It's more just like,
don't encourage them.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't need to encourage this kind of
yeah,
stuff.
that's fair. That's fair.
Um, yeah. So there, I feel like Green Arrow is
Hmm.
the first victim on
Yes,
screen. On screen,
yes,
because
yeah.
obviously this implies that there were victims before him, but
Hmm.
they kind of send out this thing like, "Hey, Green Arrow, we're not hearing anything from the watchtower," and he's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." And then he gets got,
Hmm.
and I like that as there's like a conversation about like what he was short with you and he didn't really respond. Yeah, that's just Green Arrow.
Yep.
They kind of let it go on a little longer than it needs to because they're like, I don't know, that seems on brand for him. He's not like
Hmm.
that's not too bad. Um, but then Lois is she one of the she's one of the first people that gets got of our
Uh, on
because
Earth?
they have to like fly off
Yes.
away from her and then the heat is what takes
Hmm.
Starro off of her.
Yeah, yeah, she gets got, and then she goes to meet with Lex and all that kind of stuff.
This was
And
this was where I was like, what is the plan? Like
yeah,
she's
the
like,
strategy is not good.
I get that she's like, well, he's gonna just be like, well, we got to stop an alien from taking over.
Mhm.
But I was like, I I guess there's no reason for her to think that a Starro is there. But I'm like, there's going to like he's gonna get taken over and then you're fucked. I don't I don't know.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that is exactly what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, I'm just like, okay, so this is you just couldn't text Jonathan that piece of information that he.
Sorry, I should say she gets Lex to have like a basically nationwide broadcast,
Yeah.
and she uses that to tell Jonathan what to do, and it's really simple. Just
It's
heat.
It's
he will
very
stop them.
bizarre. It's very bizarre. The whole sequence of like, why did you bother to do that? And it's just like you've got to have a different way to communicate with your child. I just firmly believe that you have to, unless they were already in space and he's like, oh, he's not listening, he's not replying like he usually does, and I have to escalate to this. That would make sense to me, but I don't remember it being like that. I
I
remember
don't
them very
remember
much
that. I
still
think
being
they're
on
in.
Earth.
Yeah, because
Oh
they're
no, no,
also
they're on Earth because
yeah.
she chases him in the school and all this kind of stuff. Like when Damien's like, "Oh yeah, she's possessed. I know it," and he's like, "How do you know?" And then he
Because
says
yeah,
like,
who
"Oh,
does
let's do
Damon
this."
have to deal with when he's possessed? Is it
Batman.
It's Batman first?
Yeah,
Okay.
Batman first.
Oh, so he just leaves that star on him for a long time then, because
Yes, he
like they
does.
still have the big fight at the end. Yeah, so he gets away from Batman. I like that his first instinct is to come help Jonathan.
Yep.
And then, he's like, "Yeah, we got to go. Trust me, I've been with one of the possessed people. This is a possessed person." He's like, "You don't know that. This is my mom." And I like that they went through those steps of him being like, "No," and then just immediately like, "Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, you're
know,
right.
I know what the test is.
Yeah.
Can I go home and do this?" And she's like, "Of course." He's like, "Yep, she's possessed. Let's go.
Yeah.
To get out of here."
It was a good kid thing of being like, oh, I'm gonna ask for everything I want right now. And she says yes. There's something wrong with her.
Yeah.
For sure. I thought it was really, really clever. And it was fun too. And also too, yeah, like Damien being like um almost a little excited that it is Jonathan. It's like, oh yeah, he's the only one I can rely on. And I felt like there was a little twinge of excitement in that delivery. So that felt kind of cool.
Yeah, I think he's by design not a very dynamic, emotionally character, but he found the pockets where to do it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
especially at the end, which we'll get to. But like I felt like,
yes.
oh yeah, like this is him breaking out of his shell.
Which is really nice because Damien's a dick, and he needs more friends to not be like that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
we keep telling this out of order, but he's very like basically they decide, okay, his powers first showed up because of something traumatic, which is true. Jonathan's crying because he's like, I just wanted you to be at the game. I don't care about that other stuff. And he's running and he does the laser thing. And so Batman says, like, well, it stands to reason that more traumatic stuff. And so Damien goes straight to, and I'll push you off of here and you could die. And I do like that ultimately it becomes a running bit of like, still can't fly. But it was just like, yeah, I guess he says it. He's like, yeah, I'm the son of an assassin. Like, assassins raised me. So I'm not going to feel too bad about this.
Yeah. He's a little psychopath. He is.
Come on, dude, stop.
Yeah.
But there is Bat Cow.
Bat Cow.
Because, well, they don't get into it, but he is a vegan. He's definitely willing to kill people, but you can't hurt animals around Damien.
That makes sense. No, I'm not saying that sarcastically. That legitimately makes sense. And to me, where it's like, yeah, you don't trust humans because you're born to kill them, but animals probably were a big part of your early life. Like he probably had a pet or something like that. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, that does make sense. I did not realize that Damian Wayne was a vegan.
Yeah, no, I mean they don't bring it up. No one talks about food in this movie, but yeah, he's a vegan and he's got a pet cow.
Yeah, he and Beast Boy must get along for some vegan restaurant recommendations.
Yeah, we didn't get to see that. We just had to see him fight the Teen Titans. Well, he saves them, but also he's got to fight some of them.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's this thing where Damien initially, to get across that he's a dick, is putting Jonathan in danger a lot and just trying to hurt him to see if the powers come out. I feel like it's played initially as he doesn't care if the powers comes out. He's just got carte blanche to do whatever he wants. But obviously, throughout, he's probably like, it would be good to, have you be Superman-like so we can get this accomplished. Then, so yeah, that goes, and then they go to the Watchtower. That's kind of their thing.
You go to space,
and I like this is where he's like, "Nah, I'm the son of an assassin. I'm not afraid of anything." And then opens the door to just all of the Justice League and some of the Teen Titans standing there ready to go. And he's just like, I feel like they cut it off, but he's like, "Oh shit!" And then just like, you're just like, yeah, man, that was a scary one. That was a scary moment.
Mhm.
Like I feel like if it was live action, that would have been really scary.
Yeah, that would have been because he's got to face so many of them that are overpowered, but also is just like, oh man, these are the guys that voted me out, that they don't want me here too, and he's probably feeling that rejection of it too. But I mean, the fact that they're possessed by Starro probably removes some of that.
Like in that moment, I knew something had to be on the other side,
Hmm.
but I thought they would play it more like a joke. It
Sure.
does just feel like, and he's like, "What are we gonna do? Oh
Yeah.
shit!" Like, which I guess is still technically funny, but it wasn't as cartoonishly funny as I thought
Hmm.
they were gonna play it.
True.
I appreciated that, is what I'm saying. I like
Hmm.
that they're like, no, they're really playing that these kids are like, maybe we're in over our heads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, they just use heat for that, and then as I said, whenever a Starro comes off of somebody, it seems very upsetting.
Yeah.
The detail they show about how it probably stuck in there, I'm just like, that just feels like it'd be very painful and upsetting.
Yeah. Yeah. I refuse to believe that there's no actual like marks on the face,
Mm-hmm.
because that definitely seems
And
like
they
one of
like
those
start in the
things.
throat. It feels like because
Yeah.
the thing it always comes out of their throats, and I'm just
Yep.
like, yeah, this feels like it would be a lot worse for people than what they do, which is just kind of take the star off and go, huh.
Yeah.
Like when Lois gets hers off, she just lies next to it. I'm like, I wouldn't be
That seems
like, obviously
overly confident
it didn't
for sure.
factor into anything, but I was like, I wouldn't stay anywhere near it, even if I knew for sure it was dead. I'd be like, I'm
Hmm.
getting away from here right now.
Yeah, or putting in a box or something like that to be like, let's contain this thing, you know?
See, you're looking out for other people. I'm just like, nah, I just want to get out of here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
No, you're a good
Yeah.
guy.
But yeah, it is a pretty violent representation of how that process works and all that kind of stuff. So,
Like, I maybe need to rewatch it, but I didn't feel like even the Suicide Squad made it feel that violent. I don't think it was a
what do you
walk
mean
in
the
the park.
movie?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. The reason I say the Suicide Squad so that we know it's the James Gunn one
Right.
is like that felt like, no, this is upsetting, but this just the detail they showed. I'm like, this feels way more
Hmm.
violent than
Yeah.
even the Suicide Squad, which is a rated R movie.
So it's funny to me because like anytime I see, and this is just a bias on my head, anytime I see violence that is animated, I'm like, that's nothing. Anytime I see like Quentin Tarantino violence, which is arguably more comical
It
and
is
animated
cartoonish,
than
yeah.
this, it's cartoonish than this. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So I'm like, there's a wire loose in my head. I mean, for those that have been listening, y'all know that already, but
To be
there's
clear,
definitely
you
a
just said
wire.
you would think of others after getting away from alien invasion,
Yeah,
and I was like,
but
nah, I just would leave it. I'm out of here.
yes, but that's why I'm like, there's a wire loose in my head in the sense where not everything connects where it should. It's like that's wildly inconsistent. Um, but yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah. So I don't even know how they get out of that. It just feels like a really long fight
it is a really long
in
fight.
space.
Yeah, basically they just succeed. They slowly pick them off, and that's basically it. And whenever anyone the Starro comes off the face, they're incapacitated for quite some time. So it's just like
Hmm.
yeah, they save their friends, and then all their friends are saved, and then they gotta face Starro, which is a different kind of thing.
And then they have to face their dad,
Yeah,
which I
I
liked.
liked that a lot.
I was like, oh, this is what happens when Superman doesn't hold back. He's just like wailing on his son,
Right.
and Batman and Damian obviously go at it, and then Jonathan's like, we should switch, and I
Hmm.
like that Damian's just like, sure, like this isn't working, why not?
Hmm.
It didn't feel like tactical for Damian. He was just like, okay, yeah, we'll
Yep.
switch. And then he has the thought of like, oh right, yeah, you got to help me get my dad down so I can not tell you that I'm about to get kryptonite.
Yep. Yep.
But I wonder if it's like uh Superman and Lois where the kryptonite doesn't have the same effect on them because they're half human.
Eh,
Like for
Oh,
Jonathan,
you
because
mean
he
for
doesn't.
Jonathan?
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
wasn't like, not that he was on screen with the kryptonite
Mhm.
really, but it didn't seem to affect him in the
It
slightest.
it didn't seem to affect Superman very much until it made contact with his skin too. So I'm just like, is this a weird like lower grade of like
Must be
yeah,
Batman's like this. I have to do this only if I have to, and so it
yeah,
can't be that strong because he obviously is around Superman all the time, and it's in his utility belt.
yeah. So
Which is what Damien says almost. It's like one of his first lines when Superman and Jonathan come over. It's like, should I go on the utility belt and get the rock? And I'm like, what an ass.
yeah. I'm just like this kid's a freaking douchebag.
And I love that Batman's just constantly like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Just go somewhere else. Just stop.
yeah. He's like enough. I'm like, okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fight, and I like when they switch off
Yep.
because it's like you really got to be careful, Damien. I feel like they do say like, hey, just because Jonathan's getting to the indestructible phase doesn't mean he can't get hurt. I can't remember the wording they use, but it is just like, yeah, this is gonna be a problem for both of them. It's not gonna be easy, and I like that they won. And then Superman does the Batman or the baseball thing. That was nice.
Yep. That's back when they're back on Earth, by the way.
Yeah, but when I don't remember like how Starro actually comes into it. Is he just like on a ship and he's like, I'm gonna come to Earth now?
Yeah, he's basically just on the ship, and like the ship goes to Earth, and he's on Earth, and then they have to get him off Earth. That's it.
See, he's just like, yeah, this is where I'm gonna take over now.
Yeah. He was basically operating everything from the Watchtower and all that kind of stuff. He sent his little like legions down there to infect everyone, and he's like, "All right, now it's time for me to step on land now and really take control and all that kind of stuff."
And he's big. I mean, he was big in the Suicide Squad, but he's really big.
Yeah, he's really big here.
Looked way more dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, the Suicide Squad one looked squishy and cuddly and terrifying in that regard.
They did a good job of being like his last line of like, I would have been happy just looking at the stars. You guys fucked with me.
Yeah,
that is not the case in this movie. This guy.
That's
like,
right. No, I forgot that. Yeah, part of the Suicide Squad movie. Yeah.
This movie is like, no, I'm going to take over.
Yeah, he's got an agenda. He knows what he wants. He wasn't
just minding his own business.
Yeah,
he's like, no, I'm here to destroy.
Yeah, he wasn't just chilling out there in the space.
I feel like part of me was waiting for him to have that moment, and I'm like, I guess why would they just cop? I mean, yeah, this came out after the Suicide Squad, but it's like, why would they do that beat again? But I was kind of just like, no, just make Starro nice all the time. Just make Starro like a misunderstood guy. But no, this one is very clear. He's like, I am going to hurt everyone.
Yeah.
Jimmy Olsen's in this.
Yes, he is. Voiced by Zeno Robinson.
I feel like he's in a lot of stuff as a voice actor.
I think so too.
He this is how I imagine Jimmy, by the way. I've never like I feel like we've seen some good versions. We're not talking about My Adventures with Superman. We've seen some good versions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, this is like this guy. This is Jimmy Olsen to me. She's like, oh, gee whiz. And I mean, he doesn't like fight Starro, but I like that he's not like in a puddle on the ground. He's kind of just like he's trying his best to like stand up to it.
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
Yeah, I like this iteration of Jimmy a lot. You know, it definitely is one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I can see that this has fun. The Lois and Superman one, I was just like, oh man, I just feel bad for him because he just like he gets emotionally hurt so much that I'm just like, yeah, you've got the right response, but this because it's a cartoon, I'm just like, yeah, okay, this the positivity thing, despite all that kind of stuff, it works a little bit better for me. I like what I'm saying is I like the Lois and Superman thing where it's like, oh yeah, you stood up for yourself and you're like, yeah, okay, you really don't want to be friends, so I'm not going to try anymore. This I could definitely see him being like, I want to be friends with everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, as you said, it's not a long movie. And they kind of get in and out. Other than I would say maybe the fight scenes drag on a bit for me. I am kind of like, is something better going to happen? Or I guess, especially since it's like you just use heat, you're kind of like, yeah, he's got heat vision. This could end very quickly, but it never does.
The only thing that I think dragged on a little bit, it was like, like seeing the Superman story of the launch off and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, oh, do we have to watch this right now? This is
Oh, the
supposed to be about
beginning,
the
right?
yeah. I'm like, this is supposed to be about the Damian and Jonathan. Like, why are we watching something about
They just do
Superman
that
right
to
now?
set up
I
them
know, I get
going to
it.
the fortress, right? No, I'm
Yeah,
just asking.
I
That's them going to the fortress so that you can be like, there's a spaceship there.
yeah.
That's what they're going to use to get up into space.
I think so, yes. I personally think that that wasn't necessary. I think it was because of I'm like anyone that watches this probably knows the Superman story already, so they didn't need to retread that. I personally think it was just like, oh, you're just getting Nolan North, who plays Jor-El here, a few more lines
Yeah,
because it's
and as I
Nolan
said, he
North.
should have been Superman.
Yes, he
I like that
100%
voice
should
for
have been.
Superman way more.
Yeah. I
And he's
mean,
Superman in Young Justice. So
yeah.
I feel like that also made me be like, just be Superman, please.
Yeah.
The other guy should have been Jor-El, like the guy who did play Superman.
Travis Willingham?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah, make him Jor-El.
Yep.
That
He's not good.
for whatever reason, like when he says his first line as Jor-El to the kids, or I guess
Hmm.
he's talking to Crypto.
Hmm.
I'm like, is Superman there? Oh wait, no, that's not what Superman sounds like in this. But yeah, Crypto comes from him. He seems like a problem too.
Yep. Yep. Crypto's fun. I like crypto a lot.
Yeah, like because at one point Damien throws a batarang at him and it kind of knocks him back, and I'm like, come on, Crypto, get him back for that.
Yeah.
You can't stand for that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a big Crypto fan.
Yeah, I would have liked if he just like played fetch with it at some
He was
point.
not playful like the Crypto in the Superman movie.
He was not. That
Um,
I love that crypto. I think that crypto's so funny,
mhm.
especially with how like actually Superman reacts. It's like, yeah, it's kind of a Foster situation.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is really, really great.
no, that's a great Crypto, but this Crypto is also good for what he
Yeah, it
wanted
was
to
a
do.
straight up guard dog. It was
Hmm.
awesome. It was doing good too.
Yeah, no, he did. He was effective
Yep.
until Jarrell called him off, and he was like, "Don't you even know who this is?" And I'm like, "Is that a real question? Is that,
Yeah.
like,
Like
why?"
you're talking
But I'm
to a
assuming this is the
dog.
first time he's ever met him.
Well, it definitely is. It definitely is,
'Cause
right?
he didn't know that he wouldn't know that Clark had a kid because he wouldn't ever bring him
He
around. I would imagine.
correct. Yeah. But I don't know. Like this is funny because I'm asking the question and I'm the guy that has multiple dogs and loves dogs, but I'm
Hmm.
just like and this is again me not being a breeder. I'm like, wouldn't my dog naturally know that it's my kid through smell or something like that?
I
I
mean,
guess not.
unless he was just playing with
Mhm.
Jonathan the whole time, and then
Sure.
it would come straight to the dog, and the dog could smell that. Then I'm
Right.
assuming that would be a familiar smell, but
Mhm.
it's not like they came in being like, "Hey, boy, like, well, let's play." They kind of came in like, "We're gonna fuck you up, Daddy.
Yeah.
You're doing this."
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I'm remembering the stories my parents told me about the dog they had when I was born.
Hmm.
That dog was not a fan of me and was real jealous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a whole process to introduce dogs to your baby
Hmm.
specifically,
Hmm.
because they will 100% be like, "This is competition."
Yeah. They're like, this is taking away attention from me.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like, and I totally get that. Totally get that. And guess what, Smarty? I won. I freaking won that war.
um. Yeah. So yeah, there's. I feel like we're really telling this out of order, but it's basically me as I remember what
Yeah.
happens, and also me being like, yeah, I don't know. Did we need the rocket thing? I know, and I think it's because they want it to be so Superman
Hmm.
focused
Sure.
that I don't think that it was really supposed to be an even split.
Right. Because I will agree with you on that because I'm just like, you can't tell me that Batman doesn't have a method to get up there by his
Because I
within the
was like,
Batcave.
obviously, just use the Batcave to get there.
Yeah.
Something in the Batcave is gonna do it.
Yeah. 100%. I'm just like, there's gotta be a method that Batman has. Like he's got everything. So it's like to go to the 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 thing I'm personally thinking, I'm like, okay, it's literally just because they can get more out of Nolan North and more Superman lore stuff in
Hmm.
there. But like that's really what I think the reason is.
Yeah, I guess you don't get crypto if they don't do it.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not like I don't think there's much to it. It's like they go up there, they fight the Starros, they
Mhm.
come down, and then they fight Starro on Earth.
Yep. I forgot to mention how much I loved in the first act that when he finds out his dad is Superman, he's like, "Oh, this is the coolest thing in the world," and then just tries to slide in. He's like, "And
So
you
I'm a
know
superhero now.
Batman?"
Oh,
No,
that
no,
part. I thought it was like
yeah,
I thought it was when he was like, "I'm a superhero now," right? Obviously,
yeah, he
because
gets
I
there
have
real
powers.
fast. Yeah, he gets there real fast, but it's the fact that he's like, I want to meet Batman. And he just keeps glazing Batman through the whole thing.
But I
And what I
also like,
loved about it was that Superman does not get jealous at all.
no,
He's just like, ha, yeah, you can meet him. He's not what
and
you
I
think
like
he.
they're watching Batman beat up the Penguin, and he's like, "Is he always this violent?" And Superman's like, "I mean, he's taking it easy on
Yeah,
them."
he's actually holding back this time. It's
And he's
pretty
just like,
funny.
but I took that as him being like, yeah, you're not built for superhero stuff. Like this, if this is putting you off,
Hmm.
I thought that was an interesting thing that he was just
Hmm.
like. Also, it gave an opportunity for Jonathan to be like, can't you just go in there and stop this? He's like, nah, he doesn't like when I help.
Yeah, he gets real grumpy.
Yeah,
And I'm like, this is such a fun, complicated relationship between Batman and Superman, especially now that kids are involved and
yeah.
they're meeting each other's kids. It's legit really, really funny to me.
I really liked that element of it.
Hmm.
That he's just like, nah, we just got to let him do his thing, and then we
Yeah.
can talk. But yes, he's a big Batman fan, but I also like that when Damien goes to school, he's like, "You're wearing a Superman shirt." He's like, "I was a fan before I knew he was my dad." I'm like, I just like that he's genuinely excited about superheroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, "No, I just liked Superman before I knew he was my dad."
Yeah.
And I mean, in that sense, I am like, you should have known. I just feel like if you were like actively tracking Superman or like a fan of his,
Hmm.
who knows? I mean, it doesn't matter. The movie doesn't work if he knows, but it is just kind of
Yeah.
like I always wonder about I feel like the TV show worked for me better because you spend so much time with him and
Hmm.
see like what the lengths he's willing to go to like gaslight these people.
Hmm.
Whereas this one just felt like he wasn't trying when he said I had to go and I learned about ants. Like
Hmm.
that didn't feel like the Tyler Hoechlin Superman who was like, yeah,
Hmm.
there's like this big thing like political
Hmm.
intrigue and stuff, and I gotta go. And they were like, I could see them being like, yeah, that's just what Dad does. He's just away all the
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
Uh, Also probably helps when you have a sibling so that you're kind of just take care of each other. Like that's why
Yeah.
for me it's like it's just you. You got nothing else to do, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're a fan. They were kind of like I felt like they were kind of on Superman.
Mhm.
Whereas he's saying I'm a fan, I'm like you should have known.
Mm.
He didn't even change his voice. Like when he said I know, son, it's like yeah, that's just his voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to fault this whole thing. It really, really
No,
is
I'm
just
not
because
faulting it. I'm just like, yeah, you should have known.
yeah, but my biggest thing is like I will see someone that I've known for a longest time with a slightly different haircut.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden, I'm like walking right past them and not knowing them at all. And I'm just like, and maybe that's just me, but that to me is like, okay, maybe there's more to the whole like the glasses thing. Isn't that big a deal? And there's no indication like in the James Gunn one where it's like, oh, those are hypno glasses. They're apparently for all intents and purposes, they're just regular glasses here. So I'm just like, yeah, okay,
I think
maybe
it's
there's
different when
something
it's
to
you're a
it.
child.
I would like to agree with you, but I have no experience in that realm
I
whatsoever.
just feel like like yeah, I just think it's different when it's your kid, but it doesn't
Mm.
matter. It doesn't
Hmm.
make the show better or worse, or the
No, it
movie
doesn't.
better or worse. It's just it was a thought I had,
Hmm.
and then as I said, the movie thought of it by putting the glasses on him, and I'm like, look, that's what they all do. But it also for me it worked because it was like,
Hmm.
well, you know what your dad looked like with those glasses on, and now you're
Hmm.
seeing your dad float. Um, because yeah, for the Lois Lane of it, I understand the idea of like she doesn't see Clark that way, and
Yes.
this movie doesn't deal with that. Obviously, she's
Hmm.
married to him; she knows he's Superman. There's
Hmm.
even a part where he's trying to explain to her why he wasn't at the baseball game. So you don't have to explain to me. I get it.
Hmm.
Um, but for that, that's different. It's like it's a coworker, and you are just like, I just don't see you that way,
Yeah.
and so I buy that a little bit more. That you just don't have the mental context for him
Right.
being it versus like for all intents and purposes your whole world as your dad and
Yeah.
then you're like a superhero you're a fan of and potentially would be like I feel like he had a poster no he had a Batman poster never mind but like I just feel like he would have like adding that is cool. I like that it's a nice come up and I'm like oh
Hmm.
if you're a fan of Superman wouldn't you be like huh some
See,
things line up here.
that's where I'm starting to agree with you a lot more in the sense where it's like, okay, Lois and the cognitive dissonance between what Lois saw as Clark and Superman makes a lot of sense. It's like, yeah, you couldn't be this because I call you Smallville. I
Yeah,
kind of bully you around the office. You can't be Superman. But in this
but like
situation,
his
Jonathan
dad
is
is
yeah.
Superman. Like your
It's
kid,
like
you're like you are a superhero to your kid in most cases.
yes, yes. This is a kid that loves his dad, loves Superman, thinks highly of both of them, so that connection should be a lot
Hmm.
easier to make. I do agree with you on that. You're making a good argument there for sure.
Um, yeah, but anyway, that's happened.
Especially because it's like, oh, your dad's a bit of a dork, but he's walking around built like a freaking like tree.
He
Like,
just doesn't look like a dog. Like I know what you mean, but it's like
yeah,
he did. I know he does some physical things, but I'm like, you just look like a strong guy who's pretending to be a dork,
yeah, a
not
100%.
like Christopher Reeve, which obviously is different because that's a real person. There's a lot more
Yes.
you can do
Hmm.
there. But the way they drew him, I'm just like, I mean, we're watching Superman. I already know
Yeah.
what the deal is. I'm not going to be like, hey, how come that person doesn't know? But obviously, we've spent the last 3 minutes talking about it now.
Yeah, I do wish that when they animate him as Clark, that he does do some of the physical acting stuff that, Christopher Reeves does, is like the pulling the shoulders in, like slouching just a little. I wish they did something like that. But no,
The
he's
reveal
got
would
the
have been the time to
perfect,
do that.
yes, he's got the,
But
uh,
he's already flying by the time, or he's
yeah.
already hovering by the time. So it's like, well, you're already in full Superman mode. We don't get to see you turn into Superman in that way.
Exactly. Like every scene that you see Clark in, I'm like, why are you walking around like you're a bodybuilder? Like that's the way a bodybuilder will walk around like, hey, check out my shit. And I'm like,
Hmm.
you're doing that, but you shouldn't be because you got a secret identity. It's a weird thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Also, I know in real life you play like 3 games in a row with a team in baseball, but it was a bit weird to be like, first game is Smallville versus the Spartans, and then the second
Hmm.
time you see them play baseball, they're playing the same team, and I'm like,
Hmm.
it feels like an easy way to just change the colors on those things.
Yeah. It
But
was
whatever. I was just like, oh,
it was
again,
also real weird that it's like, oh, you just struck out and then you just walked away from the team. Like the coach didn't try to like hold a team meeting or anything like because that usually happens after a
yeah. But
loss.
I
Is
also feel
coaches,
like if no one stopped the kid from heckling him, they probably were, yeah, we're fucked.
yeah, that's
This
probably
guy's
yeah.
this guy's not gonna save us. We're done. They probably all
Y-
packed up when he went up anyway.
Yeah, you're probably right in the sense where the coach is like, "This is a volunteer position. What do you want from me right now?" Like,
He's like, this guy sucks. We all know it.
yeah,
Even this kid knows it. He's not even on the team. There's no reason for him to be here.
yeah,
I know his friends are on the team, but it's like I don't know. I wasn't like hanging out at like the 12-year-old baseball games. So I wasn't
yeah.
immediately related to somebody.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would hang out at baseball games and stuff like that because my friends were on the team, and I was just like,
Oh,
"Hey,
okay. Well,
yeah,
then there we go.
let's,"
That happened.
like I would watch the games and all that kind of stuff. But if I didn't have anyone that I knew on the team, I'm like, why would I care about this?
Okay. Well, then you've proved me wrong. Fair enough. Then he was there, and he should have been.
But
That's what good friends do.
but yes, but the issue is he wasn't there to be a good friend. He was there to be a bully specifically
Yes.
towards Jonathan. And I'm like, this is weird. Unless it's like, oh, you're trying to mirror the whole Damien situation where it's like this bully will not really kind of admit that he likes the people around him, and then he's like, oh, maybe I like this Jonathan kid. I don't
No, it
know.
really felt like he was just willing to sacrifice his friend's well-being to upset Jonathan Kent.
Probably.
Because when he says only idiots are on the team, and they're like, "But we're on the team," he's like, "Shut up! Nope, I don't care."
Yeah.
He's not like, "Yeah, sorry about that."
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't care about them in
that's
that way.
true.
It did feel very like I'm here to upset Jonathan Kent.
That's fair. Yeah, he's a big old bully obsessed with Jonathan Kent.
Yeah, the movie didn't have time to explore that, but
No.
here we are.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, they win, obviously, because they're
Hmm.
kids. It'd be
Hmm.
really weird if they killed them off. And uh, then it does like a jump cut to Damien getting ready for something, and I
Hmm.
genuinely didn't think it was a baseball game. I was like, oh, look, they're gonna go do something cool together.
Yeah, he's got a
But it was like
superhero
nice that
suit.
he was, but
Yeah.
it was just a cool. I'm gonna go see my friend's baseball game. Also,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot to say at one point when they think they're gonna die, he's like, ah, I was just starting to like you, and Jonathan has like, I know it's animated, but he has like this smile of like, finally, yes, like
Yeah.
you're saying it out loud. And then he said, I'm not gonna let you hurt my
Vindication.
friend. And Jonathan has like a second round of like, thank you, finally.
Hmm. Some
You said it.
vindication for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
But yeah, this is another big friend thing
Hmm.
Damien does, and it's also for him being like, I don't want to be late. I've never been to a baseball game. I'm like, oh, that's nice. They're going to his baseball game.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and they're
he
not the
doesn't
only
want to
ones
be
that
late about it for sure.
I really, yeah, I just liked how excited he was. That's what I
Yeah.
meant about like breaking out of his shell of like the excitement he had to go see a friend do
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
Uh, and then he does the pinched nerve thing again, and I'm like,
Yep.
good. Even though that feels like that would just really destroy that kid's future. Uh,
Well, the kids that isn't on the team.
yeah, the person that he pinched the nerve of, like, it
Ugh.
just feels like he can't do that 2 times in like a matter of days. That feels like that's really bad stuff. Like that's gonna be some long-term problems for that. I guess he shouldn't be
Yeah.
a bully around Damian Wayne, but
No. No.
I mean, similarly, Damian Wayne doesn't really do much to hide who he is.
No. And like,
Like same big hair and like
oh my
general demeanor.
God, that outfit that he
I'm like,
wears,
you were
I'm
already
just
around
like,
this kid as Robin.
you,
Why are you not hiding
yeah,
it more?
yeah. I just, oh my God, that outfit he wears to the baseball game. I get it, you're rich and but like, come on, man, you look like such a
Yeah, but
douchebag.
I like that that was him being like, I'm gonna look my best for this.
I didn't think of it that way. That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
I think that was him being like, he doesn't actually have context for how to dress for a baseball game. He's just like, I'm gonna
True.
look my best for my friend's game,
Right.
which I liked. It was a
Yeah. Okay.
nonverbal thing of like, yeah, he is genuinely excited for
Hmm.
multiple reasons, but also he's putting his best foot forward. There's no room in the movie for him to like realize, oh, I should probably scale it back. But I do think that was just him being like, yeah, I'm taking this seriously. I want to
That's
look my best for my friend's game.
I like that perspective. I didn't even think about that. I legitimately was like,
He looks
you're
silly. I
wearing,
don't get me wrong. Like I'm
yeah.
not saying he doesn't look like a douche. I'm just saying he doesn't have any experience with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. The context thing for not being like having gone to a baseball game ever is important in this, and I like
That
this
and he just hangs out in the
perspective.
back cave. So he's
Yeah.
probably like, "Oh, I'm going to get really fancy cuz we're going out
Yeah.
and
I
I
mean, in
want to
all
look good for my
fairness,
friend."
yes, in all fairness, that's what I do. Like, as I work from home, so every time I leave the house, I'm like, nah, I'm getting fancy
Yeah.
a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna care a little bit more instead of just like, oh, I'm putting on the same like six t-shirts that I got from Costco because I got a rotation of them. But it's one of those things. It's very very true. Like I like to show up places looking good,
Yeah.
but I like to show up to work just looking the same. It's great.
So I mean, then I guess that's with the Robin costume. He shows up to work looking the same, and he gets
Mhm.
fancy when he gets to go to his friend's baseball game.
That's true. That's true. Oh
But yeah,
man, I've got a
I
little bit of Damien in me. That sucks.
hey, he's a work in progress.
Hmm. We all are.
Yes. Um, he's starting a little bit behind the eight ball. What with one of the
Mm,
most evil people in the world being his grandfather and raising him for the first 10 years of his life. But you know,
yep. Yep. And then going to Gotham where it's like, yeah, we're just We're just going to give you to someone that's kind of antisocial as well.
That was another funny part where Superman's flying Jonathan on his back, and Jonathan's like, "What is that smell?" He's like, "This is Gotham."
That's Gotham.
And he's just like, "Wait, I thought you were just exaggerating."
Like, nope.
Right away. Watch this. It's the Penguin.
It's so funny.
Yeah. I was like, because that was the Batman Superman thing of them being like fucking Gotham trash, and I'm like, yeah, this is. I guess I always knew of the how Gotham is viewed by people from Metropolis, but it's always just like, why they really don't fuck with Gotham.
Yeah.
It's very funny to me.
It is very, very funny.
What's that smell? And it's just funny because I'm like, and Damien's this big rich kid. And at one point he says, I'm not gonna let a hick tell me what to do. And I'm just like, yeah, but you're from Gotham.
Yeah, he says that about the cow. That was the funniest thing.
You can't touch my cow. You can't.
He's like, Jonathan's like, when was the last time you milked her? She's a cow.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
you can't milk my cow.
He's like, don't touch. I'm not gonna listen to a hick tell me how to take care of my cow. I'm like, that's the most qualified person to tell you how to take care of a cow, you city boy.
Not that he knows that, but it's like he literally lives on a farm. But he also volunteered that information.
Yeah,
like you gotta milk them. I can help you with this. I have a cow.
Yeah, and I like that scene afterwards where he just like gives Bruce the bucket, assumedly with filled with milk and all that kind of stuff. Here you go. I'm like, this is so funny because the innocence of Jonathan actually plays out really, really well comedically, especially with Batman, because he's like that. Like, I love the fact when you have a comedic beat where someone just doesn't react. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Batman's perfect for that. It's like, why did this kid just give me a bucket of milk? Mm-hmm. Like, where did this come from? It's really funny.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have much else to say about this movie. I enjoyed what reminded me of the comics, and I did like when the sons had to fight their fathers.
Yeah,
I found that exciting.
That was a lot of fun. It was one of those things where I'm like, I really hope that happens, because I got to be honest with you, when the first watch through, I was like, when are they gonna fight each other? Because it's like
the fireworks factory.
Exactly, because it's like the battle of the Super Sons, and I'm just like, so they're gonna fight each other, right? Jonathan and Damien are gonna fight each other. The title
is misleading.
It's very misleading. I was very upset the whole way through, and I'm just like, when they fought the dads, I was like,
they better not fight each other.
Yeah,
that goes
unfair.
Yeah, I mean, verbally fighting is fine, but an actual fight, but. Then I was like, oh, it's like their battle together against Starro, but that's misleading, I feel.
It's very poorly worded. I do not like it, because I was legit thinking that these two are going to fight each other. And when I started watching them, they were like, exactly that. When are they going to get to the fireworks factory? Yeah. So the fact that I'm like, okay, at least they fought each other's dads, that made it a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't even as I said, the title's too long, and it does not really set you up for success of knowing what's going to happen in the movie.
Yes, it's heavily misleading in two ways. First, you think that Batman and Superman are going to be much more involved in this. The second, you think, well, I should say me. The second, I thought that the kids were going to be battling each other at some point. And I'm just like, oh, neither of those things happened. Is this a poorly titled thing, or am I just dumb? Yeah.
No, I mean, you're right.
I mean, both things could be true.
There's no need to call this Batman and Superman. There's no need to invoke their names. That could just be a nice surprise that you see them in it. Yeah, but I guess they are saying you won't know who the sons are if we don't say Batman and but I'm like, here's a picture.
I do agree with that. A lot more people probably bought into this being like, oh, okay, cool. This is a Batman Superman thing, and the kids are involved, but then they got hoodwinked.
Definitely hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Whereas I was like, well, I know who the Super Sons are.
Mm-hmm.
They better not make them fight, and I was happy they didn't fight. But yeah, that's kind of it for me. Did you have anything else?
No. I'm glad I got we talked the whole like what's that smell bit, because that was really really funny that I didn't get a chance to bring up. So I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, no. Ultimately, this was just a lot of fun. I had fun with it.
Very fun movie.
Yeah.
All right, let's rate it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm at an 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a good time watching the Super Sons and and Jack Dylan Glazer.
Yes,
he has not missed so far for me.
He has been
if he's
really
involved,
good.
I will at least like his part of something.
Yeah,
he tricked me into thinking that I liked Shazam: Fury of the Gods. I don't, but like I liked him in it.
I liked him in it for sure. But yeah, it was not a good movie.
No, but I was so high on it when we first saw it. I was like, yeah, it's great. Like, oh, he's better than the first one. And then I rewatched the first one. I'm like, no, it's not. But here we are.
Like not. Yeah. One thing I forgot. I really like the animation in this. Yeah, I really like the animation style. Yeah.
It was. I feel like it's in that like Marvel style, but like good. So like there's something plastic about the Marvel, like the What If and recently
the zombies. Yep.
Whereas this feels close to that, but just good. I don't know how to put it in smart terms. I just feel like this is the good version of what Marvel was doing.
Yeah. It combines a lot of what I like about American animation and Japanese animation. I'm the styles work really really well. It's not exactly anime to like weirdly disproportioned bodies and all that kind of stuff, but it does take what anime does very very well and applies it to American. It applies it very well to American animation. And I like those like scenes in the beginning too, where it's like very very quickly, but it's like American comic book throwbacks where you see the dots of the colors and all that kind of stuff to create those gradients. So I really like that, and the animation here just really really did work for me. For sure, it worked for me.
Yeah. It's a worthwhile movie.
Yeah,
we're 3 years late, but still worthwhile for people to watch.
That's right.
Fun time. All right. What's the best way to put this? If you want to hear more episodes of us, please go on any podcast platform, or most of them. Rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends, follow, do all that good stuff. You can also go to spoiledrotten.com. Nope, you can't do that. You can go to tdfeverything.com/spoiledrotten, and you can find us on Instagram, Twitter. Nope, we're not on Twitter. Wow, I'm having a bad time. Let's try this again. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube at TDF Spoiled, and our email is spoiledpodcast@gmail.com. You probably won't do any of that. I really messed that up, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. There's other episodes I do it better in those ones. You can listen to those ones.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Bye.
This has been a TDF Everything production, brah.